And we are back. So it's almost back to school time, at least for me. My friends, some of my friends have already gone back to school, and I kind of pity them and I kind of don't because, sure, holidays are great, but on the other hand, I really, really miss school. So, yeah, I'm just taken advantage of this last week without school because after that I'm just gonna be so busy. Like, I know for sure this year I'm gonna be so busy. I know for sure that I'm gonna die during this year, but nah, what can we do, I guess. This year I have read a lot of booktok books, and I'm basically going to be tier ranking these booktok books and telling you whether they are worth it or not. We're gonna start from the top. Deserves the World and More. Now, I don't think this tier needs some explaining. It's the highest tier. It's called Deserves the World and More. These are the amazing books that you can never encounter twice in your life and that you would sell your soul to the devil just so you can reread for the first time. Then we have Great, speaks for itself, and then Good, but not worth all the hype. Now, I have a specific book in mind for this tier. It's this book that if you had read with no expectations at all, you would thought, oh, it's great. It's so, so, so great. It's so underrated. But then when you encounter this book and it's just got all the hype, it's so overrated, you're like, it's good, but where's the hype? It's good, but it's a bit overrated. And you feel kind of let down. Then, meh, what did you see in this? This is like a book that is average and you're just disappointed and you're like. And finally, You Want to Throw Hands. Like, how can you possibly recommend that on your channel or on your account or whatever? How could you possibly waste so much of my time? With that being said, let's get started. The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I just talked about it in my latest book haul. I just bought it and it was great. It was great, I'm not gonna lie. It was absolutely magnificent. However, I read it while knowing that millions of people love this book. I was expecting a lot more. I did not get that. Please don't come for me, please. I know there are so many Evelyn Hugo fans, and I also like her. I also like her story, but I feel it could have been something. It had the potential to be something much greater. I gave it 4 stars, so that means I really love it. But I feel like it had the potential to be so much more than it was. So I made the third tier thinking about this book, and that's where I'm gonna put it. Then Ugly Love by Colleen Hoover. Like all Colleen Hoover books, I mean almost all Colleen Hoover books, there's this little toxicity or this lot of toxicity that I just cannot stand. I just cannot stand Colleen Hoover toxicity, and her writing is literally so bad. Like, I'm not gonna argue with you on this because my opinion is already set. Her writing is horrendous. Her writing is horrible. Her writing is Wattpad worthy. On the other side, I did not really hate it. Like, really, I did not hate it. I just have no feelings towards it except the fact that the writing is horrible and there's so much toxicity. So, I did not hate it. So, meh, what did you see in this? Then, Cersei by Madeline Miller. This book is the reason why I exist. Cersei has been on my TBR since the day it was published. And I feel so sorry that this is the first time I read it. Cersei Deserves the World and More. These Violent Delights. Anyway, so the year is 1926. It's like a mafia romance with a retelling of Romeo and Juliet, Roma and Juliet. Roma is the son of the leader of the Russian mafia, and then there's Juliet, who's the daughter of the leader of the Chinese mafia. and they have this feud in Shanghai, and it's literally so messy, and everybody's fighting, and then there's this like forbidden romance kind of thing, and there's monsters. Like, I was surprised. I did not think there would be any supernatural beings in the book. So I'm gonna put it in third tier because apparently I really liked it, which I cannot remember. Like, honestly, I could not tell you a thing apart what I just told you right now. Throne of Glass. If you have been anywhere near my channel, then you know. You know. We Were Liars by E. Lockhart. It's great. It's absolutely great. I cried reading it. Like, I remember it distinctly. I was at my uncle's house. It was night, like everybody was talking, and I was just on my phone reading the book. And then at the ending, I literally cried. Like, I do not cry reading books, but this book I cried too. So what it is about is like these four cousins and like the friend of the family. Like, they are these, no, three cousins and the friend of the family. So they are four. They are called the Liars. I have no idea why. I can't remember why they are called the Liars. And their family is like super, super rich. And her grandfather has this island that they go to each summer. They bring this friend, like, and the daughters are all fighting for the inheritance, and like the grandkids that are the Liars, like these three cousins, they are just so over it. They are so done with this, and they are searching for a way out. And like something happens. They do not tell us in the beginning. We only find out at the end. Something happens, and even the main character doesn't remember what happened. And then she never comes back to the island for like 3 years. Like, she hasn't set foot on the island since she was 15 until she became like 18. And she hasn't texted her cousins, she hasn't met them, she hasn't emailed them, no letters, no communication at all. And now she comes back to them to like learn what happened that night. Something horrific happened that night, and since then, like, she has lost her memory of these things, and many, many things happen, and the ending is heartbreaking. Moving on. The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. Liked it. Great. Yeah. Even though I cannot tell you much about it. I literally, like, I can't remember all the books. Like, I read hundreds of books. I can't remember every single one, for God's sake. Then, The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. This is, like, one of my favorite books of all time. One of my favorite books of all time. I would die for this book. I would die to reread it again. Like, I would sell my soul to the devil just so I could reread this book for the first time. You don't know, like, all the feels you get from reading this book, and I'm so sorry. This book is just so amazing. It's a retelling of the Iliad, Achilles, Patroclus. It's so great. It's so amazing. The writing. Oh my god. Madeline Miller is who is the writer I strive to be. John Green by, oh my god, I was just going to say John Green by Turtles All the Way Down. Where is my mind? Turtles All the Way Down by John Green. This book is weirdly very hyped up. But like, no offense to the writer, like, he's the reason I've been keeping afloat this last school year with his crash course videos. Like, I really appreciate him a lot, and he seems like a genuinely very likable person. But I just cannot see it. I cannot see it. One of Us is Lying. I read this book in 2020, lockdown. Loved it so, so much. The only thing I regret about these books is that we do not see much of Bronwyn and Nate. These two are the perfect bad boy ex good girl trope. They are the perfect, perfect, perfect trope. They're so amazing. I love them. But the fact that we do not know where their relationship goes after the books is just It's just unfortunate. I would read a novel just wholly dedicated to them. Like, sure, this is a murder. This is a mystery, like murder kind of book. So romance is not at the center of the book, but I would read a book just wholly about them. I would. So I'd say deserves the world and more. Pride and Prejudice. I was very prejudiced against this book. No pun intended. I was very prejudiced against it because it's a classic and classics are boring. Oh my god, if sixth grade me heard me, oh my god, she would be so annoyed by me. In sixth grade and seventh grade, I loved reading classics. I don't know what happened. I just discovered Shadowhunters and Hunger Games, and my world was just completely overturned. Classics were just forgotten. Since then, I never picked up a classical book. Until, like, if I picked up a few books and I liked them generally, but I only liked one. God, I only liked The Great Gatsby, and now we have Pride and Prejudice. This book, A Court of Thorns and Roses. Now, I get the hype. I get it. I totally get it. Like, I'm I gave it 5 stars. Like, this is my guilty pleasure, so I get the hype. It doesn't have any place in here because it doesn't deserve the world and more. It's not great. It's not even good, for goodness sake. It's not it's not good but not worth all the hype because it's worth all the hype. Meh, what did you see in this? I see what you saw in this. You want to throw hands. I think I'll just put it in you want to throw hands because it doesn't belong anywhere. Like, I'm just putting it here even though it doesn't belong here. It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. This is the one book that I liked by Colleen Hoover, and I don't even think it's because it's that great of a book. It's because of the circumstances in which I read the book. Now, what happened? I was in a very bad place mentally, and I could not sleep. So it was like, It Ends With Us. It's been sitting on my shelf for forever. Why not read it? So I was seeking a form of escapism for my dark, harsh reality, and this was the thing that I read. Of course, I'm gonna like it. It gave me an escape from my reality. Of course, I'm gonna like it, even if it's trash. So it's an autobiographical novel, so I'm not going to critique it that much. I'm not gonna critique it that much. Oh my god. Ugh, my English is so broken. My mind is broken, actually. Uh, but I'm gonna keep on saying that her writing needs work. It genuinely needs work. Like, I'm not even being mean here. Like, it needs work. This is not the writing of a published author. I'm sorry. But I'm gonna say it is great because I liked it. I liked it. Like, I know it's not even that good, but I liked it because I read it in a circumstance when I really needed that escape. The Cruel Prince. Now, are we even gonna argue about this? Like, its place is on the top. The Hating Game. It's an office romance. I'm not very big on romance. I liked it. It was fluffy and cute and everything, but I'm not that kind of girl. I'm not that kind of person. I'm not very big on like these kind of romance books. Sure, I gave it 5 stars, but it's not that good. It's really not that good. It's pretty average if you ask me. The Midnight Library. Please, please. I know a lot of people with like actual people with actual depression hate this book. This book is about a girl with depression who wants to off herself. Um and it's just about second chances in life and how she realizes that her life is worth so much more. And people with actual depression are like, this is bullshit. But I liked it. I liked it the message is kind of cliche and kind of on the face. Like the author is serving you her ideas on a plate. But all in all, I liked it, and it doesn't have to be good, so I like it. Like, I liked it. What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? Nothing. That's what I thought. So these are the book talk books that I read and what I think about them. And I'd say that book talk is pretty trustable. I don't even know if this word exists. Oh my god, my mind is not okay today. Trustworthy, yes, that's the word. I think TikTok is pretty trustworthy because uh I mean, you can see the rating, right? Well, I guess this is all for today. Thank you for joining me in this video, even though I literally should not have filmed this book on this day because my mind is literally so broken. Like, I feel dumb. I literally feel dumb. Like, do these days happen to you when you just wake up and you feel dumb? This is what happened to me today when I woke up at 1 p.m. Maybe it's because I woke up at 1 p.m. I don't know. I really need to figure out my life because this is not working for me. Anyway, thank you for being here. Bye bye.